Martin Popoff here, back for another edition of Reliving Old Reviews as a useless tool of confusion. This is where I look at a review and we review the review. It's an album from the past, an album that has become legendary. But in this case, today we're going to be talking about Tesla's Psychotic Supper. So not particularly old. We've been doing lots of 70s stuff, a little bit of 80s stuff. But here we are. We're moving into what year did this album come out? Is it 92? Something like that. Anyways, I've got a review cut out of a Kerrang. So we're talking Kerrang. Kerrang knows what they're doing. This is by Paul Elliott. So let's see what Paul has to say about the great album. I think it's great. Psychotic Supper. I love this album. I love Bustin' Nut as well. Just a really cool band. But I think this is their crowning masterpiece. So let's see what Paul has to say. Where the children of the 60s watched the 70s go by, Tesla are not Deep Purple. They're still a part of the younger generation. Only like the Black Crowes, they make music the way it used to be, made before the 80s, before MTV and the deification of Desmond Child. The Crowes dig deep past the 60s and 70s, the Rolling Stones and Humble Pie to the blues and the soul of their native Deep South. Tesla's favorite records aren't quite so old, but a stack of them are older than Led Zeppelin's Fourth. Bass player Brian Wheat is, of course, a Beatles fan, so much so that he won't even admit that Paul McCartney's Frog Song is crap. The band also covered Creedence Clearwater Revival's Lodi on the 5-man acoustical jam album released earlier this year. Tesla are influenced by some of the finest songwriters of the past 30 years, and consequently, they've written some damn fine songs. Here are 13 more. Excellent introduction. I love the comparison with the Black Crowes. Compare and contrast with the Black Crowes. It's a perfect band to bring up in a review like this. And I love how he goes through the Crowes influences and then kind of picks Zeppelin, Creedence Clearwater, because Tesla are kind of like their roots rock the same way Black Crowes are. They're a little more clean and agile and corporate sounding. There's a lot of Def Leppard in their sound, and we know they've got this famous long history with Def Leppard, and even they're the only band who would dare to copy commercial Def Leppard later on, which was a disaster. It was a disaster for Def Leppard, and it was a disaster for Tesla. Poppy Def Leppard, if you want to call it, because Def Leppard is basically commercial anyways. But yeah, on this album, they're just doing a lot of cool Def Leppard high and dry moves in a cool Tesla way, right? Okay, Government Personnel picks up where the Jam LP left off with a brief and venomous acoustic shuffle, but as Wheat laughingly recollects, we didn't want people thinking we turned into Peter, Paul, and Mary, dippy 60 songwriters. Psychotic Supper rocks just as hard as Mechanical Resonance, 1986, or the Great Radio Controversy, 1989. There'll never be another Montrose, but Tesla have come pretty close before and do so again on the heavier cuts. Notably, Don't De-Rock Me. Some of the songs are, as Tesla put it, both slamming and grooving. Time's heavy, funkin', honking riffs has a flavor of Aerosmith and of Stevie Wonder circa Superstition. Freedom Slaves evokes Def Leppard, but Psychotic Supper is no hysteria. Producer Steve Thompson and Michael Barbieri have simply made a good recording of a great live rock and roll band. The LP is raw, plenty of early takes are used, and overdubs are kept to a minimum. I wouldn't agree with that. I don't think this album is raw at all. Fair game if you know for a fact, Paul, that there aren't many overdubs, but to me, and I do, like I say, love the Def Leppard comparison, and it has all the great instincts of High and Dry, which is the greatest Def Leppard album. I love the comparison with Aerosmith. And who else does he mention here? There was something, anyways, the Northern California thing, right? Because they are from Northern California. Freedom Slaves is singer Jeff Keith's strongest lyric to date. He's written some dumb shit in the past, coming at you live, stupid enough for you, but Freedom Slaves is a heavy white guilt trip. We took everything away from the American Indians, he says, and slavery. How could they allow that to go on for so long? I feel like I was lied to in school. Song and Emotion was inspired by New York busker and mourns Def Leppard's Steve Clark. And that kooky album title, apparently the band's namesake, potty scientist Nikola Tesla, reckoned to be the father of electricity and of radio, was such a hypochondriac, he would painstakingly clean his tableware with 18 napkins. Wow, I did not know that. So that is the story of the weird titles, Psychotic Supper. Interesting. Tesla ain't that crazy, but they're mad enough to tour the hell out of Psychotic Supper to make it one of the biggest rock records of the year. As it is, it's already one of the strongest. Absolutely, Paul. This has been an excellent review. I love what you say here. Here again, there's a picture of the band, and we do get a caption with this one. Tesla, I bet him on the right drinks. Carling Black Label. There you go. Pretty cool. Kerrang always had good captions, right? So there you go. Very, very cool review by Paul. This has been Reliving Old Reviews is a useless tool of confusion. Please hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know in the comments what you thought of my review of this. You can check out my audio podcast, History in 5 Songs with Martin Popoff, and Kicked in the Teeth, the podcast I do with John Gaffney. We've also got another series that I've been doing here called Who Invented Heavy Metal. Got a bunch of those up, so check those out as well. Join our Patreon situation. It gets you on our panels. Go listen to some Tesla. Listen to this album and bust a nut.